with this technology. It's not my area. That's why we're going to quickly move. I'm so glad to be with you one more time. Today, we want to be short and sweet to the point with laser light focus. How about that? This is the Errol Jones Show, and using the paradigm that Dr. Claude Anderson presented to us in power dynamics. We have adopted at least four primary ways to build, to build our program. The number, the mindset of our people. So we need to learn. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Um, where there is no vision, or it says, where there is no knowledge, the people perish. I need to go back and double check, but both of those are true. Um, Education. The second area is business. We need economics in our community. So, with no apologies, we need to focus on making some money, bring money to our young people, starting with our young people and our parents and our families and our families, our organizations, our churches, everything that has a black hand on it, trying to develop and do better. We want to make sure that we do all we can to helping additional economic resources that program. That's what the National Black Business Alliance is all about. It's an alliance of black business owners, and we assume, we take the position that everyone is a business owner. Everyone spends money like a business. Everyone tries to save money like a business. You're a business. You are your brand. We'll talk about that later, a little bit in a minute. So first is education. Second, in the white community, I think they say there's a triangle. Reverse some of that and try to bring about a better economic fortune for our people. So, how are we going to do that? There are the National Black Business Alliance is focused on Black community development through youth entrepreneurship. I just exited an interview with a prospective client who's going to be on board elder in our program. Serious-minded business owner, likes what he heard, and is going to be involved. Knows some of the people that I know. He's very influential. And our conversation was about a $2 million donation that I told him that I would really hope that he might want to work on with us. But if not, that's okay for him to design his own program and identify who it is that he wants to work with. And I was glad to hear what he said. I also clearly made it very clear that the only people at that elders table, the only people at that table have to understand that the people at that table have $1 million mindset. You can't be at that table. You come in with small dollar figures in your mind, not out of greed, or have to bring in real money. But what person is going to go out and bring in $1 billion for a company, because they do it all the time, and make pittance, crumbs from the $1 billion? They make $50,000 a year, but they brought in $1 billion worth of business. I don't know people that do that. I don't know people that are right. two and two car notes, or they've spent 5 years and 6 years, 7 years and paid off their car. So then now they have a it's a deteriorating asset, has no real value. It has very minimum value to it. Then they also think because they own a home, that's a big deal. Where you're supposed to be able to own a home. You really are. Even in trying times like we're in right now, if you don't own a home now, it's because you just choose not to own a home, or you just don't have the wherewithal, the knowledge base, or the income or the revenue streams to be able to own a home. You can own a home. Seriously, you really, really, really can. I say that as someone with a business background who understands how to juggle those dollars and put those dollars together to enable you to have a home. Let me give you an example. I don't own my home right now. I think I posted on the web, 3014 Aspen Hollow Lane, Sugar Land, Texas, my old home. You can pull it up and look at it, 3,500, 4,000 square feet. I'm not bragging. I'm just amazed that God put me in that house, because we were looking for a little small condominium. Next thing you know, we were living, just amazed at what God had done. And it's amazing. You look at the house, you see it, pull it up on Zillow, 3014 Aspen Hollow Lane, Sugar Land, Texas. You'll see porcelain floors. You'll see some of our furniture still in there. You see a table, chairs that were so heavy my wife couldn't pick them up. It rotated and swung on like this. And just sharing with you the things that I'm amazed that this happened to me. This happened to me. I'm not amazed because my family, we never really had a hold of anything, but we weren't destitute about things. So I'm not surprised to be able to be like, surprised that it happened to me. I'll tell you what's really surprising is that when somebody, I'm talking about business tonight, I'm talking about education, learning about business. When somebody mentioned to me about moving back to Houston, and we're going back to Houston probably within the next 6 months, they were asking me where would I go, and I said I'm going to move back to the hood. And so they started. I made a bet with somebody, and I lost back to near Houston. And so the first two people made some bets, and I told them I'll give you one more choice. If you miss that choice, you owe me $300. They missed it, so they owe me $300. Both of them, $300 a piece. These are sisters. They're not going to pay me $300, but since I have to write a check for them, I'll just take it out just because I'm their older brother. But the third person I did that to, they won the $500 on the first bet. I said, well, he doesn't even live in Texas. He said Sugar Land. Now, the other people, every one of them said Sugar Land, and that's not the hood. And I had to look at some things and realize that I lived in Sugar Land for 20 years in a beautiful 4,000 square foot house with white porcelain fireplaces. Look it up, 3014 Aspen Hollow. I say this only because I want to encourage you. You can do the same things. Stop sitting around whining. Oh, he's bragging. I'm not bragging. Get off your ass and you can do some of the same things. Really. Get with the right people who will show you what to do. I'm one of those people. And that's what this year is devoted to, helping some people move their behind and be able to earn the kind of money that they never thought they'd be able to earn. I'm talking especially about young Black people, especially. Not worried about success. Let me tell you how. Here's how we're organizing our teams. Any Black students anywhere in the nation, Black Instructional School Zone. It's also designed to help some of these teachers get off these jobs that are working them to death, allow them to double their income in half the time, because this is based on a business model that takes teachers very serious. And I'm a former teacher, former union leader as well. I know what our people need. I'm not so super pro-union that I'm just totally against management, but I'm very, very pro-people. So whichever group is going to help people the most, that's the group I'm going to lean toward, whether it's management or union. I'm trying to help people, Black people in particular. So let me just focus on this. Here's the Black community government. the Black Youth Government, and then we also have the Black Instructional School Zone. Those are two components that are critical to what we're doing in the country. Now, leadership ladder for both of those. In the Black community government, the first level one based on results produced. So number one, you come on board with us as a governor. A governor. You know the governor's. So why do you come on board initially having done nothing except say you want to be a part of what we're doing and be a governor? You're governor because you govern yourself. You can't lead any emphasis we place on this youth government program and the Black community government program is self-governance. If we make better decisions individually every day, every decision, our life usually, generally, is going to probably turn out okay. If you make poor decisions, if you're a governor who makes poor decisions over your own life, it's probably going to end up paying, you're going to end up paying some stupid tax. When you sit back and realize that sure was sitting here in a jail cell, let's go to the extreme, with life for a crime I may not have even done, but I'm trying to cover for somebody else who happens to be in a culture that says that if we think you need to go to jail for life to cover for somebody else, you go. See, and you'll be sitting there because you know you purchased things you shouldn't have purchased, and you know it was dumb. And so you're paying the stupid tax. Everybody pays stupid tax. Just try to reduce your tax burden. Make better decisions. Be a better individual governor of your own time and space. And so the first level is governor. Second level, let's move on, is a council member. So as a governor, you made enough decisions to organize a few people around you to be a council. And you are a council member. Whatever it is, you're a council member. Now, if you select projects that are very low in significance, then you're going to be a low significant council member, except for those people that you work for directly in your local area on a local project. They're going to be glad that you did what you did, but you're not going to have as much influence. And that may be okay because you won't have as much responsibility either. The third level is after you go from higher funding at a state level. That means that you've organized enough council members who have already organized enough of those local governors to be determined that they want you to be a state rep and do what? Give input on our state rep issues and vote on state rep allocations. So I'm talking about the United States government. I'm talking about what Black people do for Black people. Okay, we the people. You probably seen me write it with capitalized WE, and you had no idea what it's about. We the people of the United States. That's who this the We Party. It's the We Party, Black community government. With that whining and crying and little weak running from Trump stuff. I like Trump, but it's not because it's only because I like the way he puts his foot in people's behind. That doesn't make him a good guy, but it does make him a leader because enough people follow him to make him the president of the United States. You don't have any leadership like that in the Democratic Party. Who? Where? And I'm not anti-Democrat. I'm anti-dumb. So as a Black man, I'll be a damn fool to be running around here talking about what the Democrats are going to do. I'll take whatever you want to do. We can negotiate, but that's not my savior. We, us, you, me, together. We, the Black community government and the youth, and the Black youth government governors. So we have governors, council members who are actively working in local communities for churches and nonprofits and whatnot. We have state reps who work at a higher level and are responsible for a lot more money to be allocated to the lower levels at which we're working, lower in function, not lower in quality. And then from the state reps, we go up to the senators at level 4. So now we have senators that have a lot more clout, a lot more people that are paying attention to them and have accomplished a lot more. So they're going to be allocating funds as well down to the and down to the individual governors. And then lastly, guess what the highest level in our youth government is, besides going to governors and the presidency? The highest level in our youth government, in our Black community government, are the judges. The judges are the ones that take polls on a regular basis to determine what Black people in their community think. They make decisions. They're at the highest level because they would have already worked hard and earned X amount of dollars. And so they've earned the right to sit at the top and determine what should be happening in our community, because they've gone through the levels to learn and participate and help build the community. So they've earned the right to at least have their opinion heard. So they're judges. All the while, we're teaching how the system works for real. No elected official can be part of our Black community government. We'll gather information, knowledge, and decisions, pass it on to our elected officials to implement. And they will either implement, or our local Black community will get new Black officials to be elected who will implement our agenda. That's just the way it works. This gives the grassroots people a platform. That's one track. Now look at this other track we have here. This track is for educators. If an educator has 0 to 5 students that they work with in our program in the Black instructional school zone, we consider them owning a tutoring business. They don't have to tutor anybody. They just have 3 to 4, 5 people that are in the program. And so we consider that a tutor. And our school zone, Black instructional school zone, will provide them with the resources that a tutor would need. But I want you all to understand this, teachers. You own that business. What you can do to replace your entire public school income. Public schools can't pay you what we can pay you. They're not set up to do that. We're a business. So we can pay our educational money, because the number one thing that in the Black instructional school zone that our educational professionals do, we hold the public and private school teachers accountable for doing what they say they do with our tax dollars. They will be accountable to our program, because on every campus, we have the capacity to have a campus-based school board with our members that are sitting on that school board, monitoring what's going on that campus, monitoring what's happening with the principal, with the administrators, monitoring what's happening with the teachers, monitoring what's happening with the schools. And we demand that our children are in an environment where they can really learn. And so here we are as a booster group that's coming on board with money, with expertise, with knowledge, with nerve, to a program whose time has come. Black people taking charge of Black students' education. You see it all over the country. Everybody's talking what I just described. That's self-funding. You're not gonna find anybody. See, I didn't come to the table looking for leadership. Coming to the table calling the shots. I'm coming to the table looking for those people who need to follow us. I'm coming to the table, for instance. Do you know what's on the table already? We are already organizing a trip to DC to see who? We're going to go see the Black Caucus. Well, who are the people that are going up to DC? We call them Black Caucus 2. These are grassroots people. People have come together and said, what's the Black Caucus up in Washington, D.C.? And how can we help them, or how can we get new Black Caucus members who can do some of the things that we at the grassroots, Black people, you've been talking about doing something differently. Okay, I've been about it all my life. And so now I'm coming out publicly now, stronger, much more focused manner. Nothing's just really, really different, except now that I'm just telling you, publicly letting folks know that I'm playing the point. I don't have time, energy, or desire to spend a lot of time kissing rings. No, we're going to come and we're going to bring people and resources. We're going to come and we're going to bring financial resources as well. We're going to come and we're bringing payrolls to individuals that are participating in building a new Black city in the Black community. We want to pay every Black person that's helping to build our city. So that's what we're coming to. A media team that can be a dominant force in Black America in social media. We know what to do. My MBA is in e-commerce. I hate to keep saying that because you got a whole bunch of people that are riding on what their degree is in, but ain't doing a damn thing with it. There's a real significance. We're getting ready to bust some people's asses that are in the way of developing our community. So that MBA for me, I just say that those are my white credentials. What I didn't ask, those are my Black credentials. Not politically correct about that. We're playing basketball right now. I'm playing point. Running the show. Team cap game by himself. The team captain has to have a two guard. Has to have a two guard. Someone that can shoot the lights out when he gets the ball. The team can play defense. The team captain has to have a three, a small forwards of all time. Somebody can put that ball in the hoop. We need a four, power forward. My favorite power forward in the world is Dennis Rodman. I'm a Piston for life. But we need a power forward who can play defense, can get rebounds, who can be smaller than their big fella lockdown. Ask Shaq about Dennis Rodman. And number 5, we need a center, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Hakeem Olajuwon, a Patrick Ewing, a Bill Walton, a big fella in the middle. That's our team. And that team needs a valuable, talented bench. And so that's what we need as well. You don't have to be the leader. Any good leader knows he can't win by himself. So while I put myself in a leadership position, I'm relying on the bench. And because I want to win the championship, I want to see Black people prosper and do well. I don't really have the patience to be nice about the players that are trying out for the starting 5. Everybody's going to be on this starting 5 has to be a baller. You can't be a punk. You can't play with us. You have to be a baller, or you have to go back to the G League or back to college or whatever. We need the crowd. We need everybody's mind on the task at hand now. We need Black men to take the lead in this tremendous effort to make a difference in our community in 2025. This is the only Project 2025 that I'm really concerned about, the one that we put into action. Project 2025.5. Let me explain that 0.5 so next time you see it, you'll know. That 0.5 is what do we do it by the end of the year to make sure we reach our objectives. Everybody's got objectives right now, goals and objectives, and I would imagine that even 14 days into the new year, many of you have forgotten about them, haven't even thought about them. So that's why I want to focus on 2025.5. We want to focus on ending well. We don't want to just start well. We want to end well. My name is Errol Jones. I'm playing point for Black America. We're introducing the next big thing to happen in Black America. Watch for it. Watch for it. Pull it up. The domain is already saved and the website is already saved. You will see the next big thing to happen in Black. Have a great life, whichever one's most appropriate.